What's up guys, ALMD back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about how Jedi Fallen Order could have been used as a blueprint to guide system changes that are going to be in LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker Saga. Real quick guys, if you enjoy LEGO Star Wars content and want more like this, please be sure to subscribe. We have a bunch of content like it on the channel, but let's get right into the video. So to get right into it, if you guys don't already know, what they're planning on doing is changing the way combat system is going to work in the new game. So in the older LEGO Star Wars games, basically combat was simply pressing one button. If you had a blaster or a long-range weapon, you press the square button, or based on whatever console you're playing on, and it would shoot the weapon directly at the opponent, or if you had a lightsaber, it would just constantly hit the enemy that you're fighting. And it didn't really have a health bar, there was no really skill involved, it was just repeating hitting the button until your enemy died. Whereas what they want to do with the new system is kind of make it a lot more complex and a lot more skill based. Whereas if you have a blaster or a long range weapon, depending on where you hit the enemy, it's going to do different variants of damage. If you hit them in the head, it'll do the most damage. The arm or the leg is going to do the least, and the body some sort of like medium damage. And if you have a lightsaber and you're fighting someone up close range, the way you attack them is going to be based in a more combination type of way. You have to hit different combos and different buttons and dodge their attacks in order to do different types of damage. And that's just how the game is going to work. Now, after hearing about some of the changes that they're planning on implementing into the combat system into this game, and especially them being so drastic compared to the old Complete Saga games, if you look at The Force Awakens, they've kind of moved more towards in this direction, but it's still similar. And I couldn't help noticing the similarities with this game to the combat system that's in Jedi Fallen Order, with stuff like the health bar that is going to be implemented in this new game. There's going to be a health bar in LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and that is in Jedi Fallen Order. And Jedi Fallen Order is heavily based on combos and parrying enemies' attacks, and it's all a timing combat system. And that is what they're moving towards in LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker Saga. And I just gotta believe that they looked at the success of Jedi Fallen Order and how well it did, and somehow said we have to make our combat system more complex and skill-based as opposed to just rapidly hitting buttons. Because eventually, I mean, that's all good and it's worked before in the past, but the replayability of that can get very old after a while. Whereas if it's a more skill-based combat, it can be a lot more fun and interesting, and a lot more challenging at that too. The bosses in LEGO Star Wars are going to be a lot more challenging if they have this type of system, similar to how they were in Jedi Fallen Order. Taking out Trilla was not very easy if you were on a very tough difficulty. So I think they're trying to move in that direction as far as combat and difficulty goes in this game. Now, I think in terms of what they're trying to take from Jedi Fallen Order, and obviously they don't want to copy the game, but they're probably looking at what's been successful in that game and trying to take notes of it and try to implement some form into their own game. Combat, I think, is the main thing, but there's definitely more. For instance, some are free roam. Now, I know free roam is not going to be the exact same, and we have an idea of how free roam is going to work, and I have a video on that, link in the description, I'll put that down there. But there's something about having your own freedom in a game that makes it so much more enjoyable and so much more fun to explore, and that's what happened in Jedi Fallen Order. You had the free ability to explore Kashyyyk, Ilum, Zepho, and all of these planets, and some of them that were new to canon in Star Wars. Now, none of the planets, at least as far as we know, in LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker Saga, are going to be new canon-wise, and I doubt they're going to do that. But having this free roam outside of main story missions and kind of being able to explore all these planets and travel between all the different planets in the galaxy of Star Wars and the Star Wars universe it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think they've kind of taken inspiration from Jedi Fallen Order. And obviously development's gone into this game for years, and so has Jedi Fallen Order, but you can't argue that the games have gone in a similar direction. It's based on what we know so far. Obviously, they're not going to be the exact same, but there are similarities in both combat and free roam ideas, and I think it's a good idea. I really am going to enjoy the free roam. I can't wait to explore some of these planets, and I can't wait to try this new combat system out, or even just see gameplay on it, which we are dying to get. But hopefully these things do work out. Let me know what you guys think down below, if you agree with me, or it's a really good change in the direction they're going, or if you think that it's going to be similar to Jedi Fallen Order, or even if they've taken inspiration. I don't know if they have, but I can't argue the similarities, at least in my head. But if you guys made it this far and want more Lego Star Wars content like this, please be sure to subscribe down below. It really does help us out and helps us make better content for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to like down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.